Next is consensus. So let's talk more about blockchain 1.0 and its very important feature, consensus. When a new transaction comes through the network of computers, they need to agree what's true and what's not true. They all have a copy of this public ledger. When new transactions come through, they need to decide, does this transaction make sense or not? Consensus is a big part of a trustless network. All decisions get double-checked through consensus. Several parties confirm it, or in other words, they reach a consensus. As an example, to check that someone has the funds to transact, all the participants must agree before the transaction gets added to the blockchain. Then all the network participants, or nodes as they are called, will have a single identical copy of those updated transactions. According to Naval Ravikant, CEO of AngelList, the blockchain is an invention dating back to 2009, which combines a few things like public key cryptography, a peer-to-peer network, and most importantly, the solution to an old computer science problem called the Byzantine generals problem. And what that solution allows you to do is that it allows a group of humans who are anonymous and don't even know each other to establish trust with each other. And that is fundamentally a very, very important thing, because in human history, we have only had a few ways to regulate large group of humans. We've done that either through having a democracy, where it's one person, one vote, or an aristocracy, where an elite's in charge, or a monarchy, where a king or a dictator is in charge, or maybe a corporation is in charge. And now, to that, we sort of added the fifth way, which is a group of people who can achieve consensus with each other on the internet, even though they don't know each other. And unlike a democracy, it's merit-based. It's based on what you provide into the network. So the closest analogy would be like a market. Anyone can participate in a market within reason, like a stock market or the credit markets, but they're limited by the amount of capital they have. So blockchain allows you to bring that skin in the game concept, consensus, and aggregation of resources into all kinds of places where markets would normally not exist. It's allowing us to make things that normally required a centralized authority into decentralized authorities. Because blockchains can allow people to gather together and contribute resources and create something new, you have to keep track of who contributed what resources and what they are owed by the network. So there needs to be a ledger that keeps track of these things, and that by default creates the currency. So blockchains end up being inseparable from currencies that run within them. The currencies are how you do the accounting. It's a really fascinating and deep field.